So we got Russia goes dog as Ukraine strikes new weapons. 2 days you don't pay attention. Apparently they hit 3 refineries and stuff like that, etc., etc. Let's take a look.
Welcome back, defenders. Ukraine has successfully struck another Russian oil refinery. Drones hit 2,000 kilometers inside Russia as Ukraine unleashes a 209 drone barrage on Putin's birthday. Happy birthday, Putin. I hope it's your last. This is...
How old is he now? Like 83, I will think? 81 maybe. He's only 73. Oh my god. Unity is desperately needed, but the EU prefers turf war. Putin claims Russia took control over nearly 5,000 square meters in Ukraine this year. Russia says prospects for Ukraine peace deal now faded as the war rages on. It's crazy, man. I mean, who's attacking all these civilians, man? Crazy. He's only 73. That's not good. He might become older than we want.
Where this refinery is located on the map, deep inside of Russia.
Male.
This is the Tumen refinery, and this is 2,000 kilometers from Ukraine's border.
Can't be so hard to sneak a truck into Russia.
Now, initially, this was the only pictures or videos we got. It looked like
very young for a U.S. president.
Perhaps the damage was minimal. No major fire, no major explosion. But then the next day we got confirmation from Astra that yes, drones damaged a distillation column and part of the water supply system. This will affect the plant's operations, so we're going to count it. Let's go to the war map, and this is the Tumen refinery located right here. This is officially 1,980 kilometers from the border, and it produces 7.5 million tons of refined products per year. But there's no refinery too far, no refinery too small. Ukraine eventually is going to get them all until Russia stops this war.
Late-stage energy war now. Raydog, who I never seen before, has a link. That always goes well.
Legends, I hope you...
South crumbles, much worse than reported. Strikes, hypocrisy, and absurd propaganda. Ukraine map. I think you're sending me 51 minutes. The South is fully crumbling. Okay.
And this is good news.
For many, many years now, people are like, it's crumbling, it's over, they're dying. But every time they're like, not. Any gains lately? How long is this? 10 hours ago. Clashes yesterday. They're attacking everywhere, man. They're doing like a mega offensive, huh? It's over, guys. This Vili OAM guy, dude, is super pro-Russian biased. You can be Russia biased. It just has to be factful. And the facts show me that Ukraine is still standing after all this. Oh, it's over. It's over. It's over. It's over. It's not the real Russian army. Just wait, Tommy. Security service of Ukraine and police conducting searches in a cathedral. Why? 1 person killed, another wounded as a household gas explosion in Kiev. Explosion. Russia shelled a market. Man, they're really looking for these high-level targets, man. 1 person killed in a drone strike in Sumy. The police can now shoot down drones in Germany. Bro, they ain't shooting down shit. Have you ever seen the German police? What are they gonna do? Walter P99? Freeze! I can't hit it! Ah! The fuck?
One of Russia's biggest oil refineries halts most productive units after a drone attack from a couple days ago. This is the Kurishi oil refinery. This is Russia's second largest refinery, and it has halted crude distillation unit CDU-6, its most productive unit, following a drone attack and subsequent fire on October 4th. According to the sources, these are sources working at the facility, CDU-6 has a capacity of 8 million metric tons per year, or 160,000 barrels per day. This accounts for 40% of the plant's total processing capacity. And it's going to be offline for months. Russia is saying they can fix it in a month, but not when dozens of their refineries are damaged or on fire. This is going to take longer than a month to fix. Ukraine also hits the largest oil terminal in Crimea. This is confirmed by a giant fireball. I'll link these videos down below, but this is the oil import-export terminal in Feodosia. Ukraine has probably bombed this at least a dozen times. As always,
Just a
all the
pro-wing
pictures
war.
and videos I'll link.
That's my point. If you're a bit pro-Russian and stuff like that, I mean, the facts are showing that this little mini country is holding off big bad Russia, man. That's kind of the facts at the moment. They're losing.
This
it's over.
is the siege of.
How Ukraine endured 80 days from the siege, the Battle of Mariupol. Okay,
Down below if you want to see the fireball. This is where Feodosia is located on the Crimean Peninsula. And my assumption is they're importing oil and gas through this terminal to supply the Crimean Peninsula. And Ukraine is trying to deprive the occupied territories of fuel and gas. Here is what the fire looks like on day 2.
You don't want to be near anything oil-related in Ukraine and Russia lately, huh?
They definitely ignited something.
Russian supporters and propagandists are actually in shambles right now. We saw that video with one of the major propagandists being like that it's not looking so good with the oil and
The
stuff.
firefighting crews can't put it out. So we'll see how many days this oil terminal in Crimea will burn for. These are the results. This is what we're seeing.
Russians in the chat, you feel anything different? I would guess that the big cities, Moscow and St. Petersburg, you guys feel nothing? I have an oil refinery close to me. I got attacked by drones last year. The issue is, though, all those drones flying over Europe from Russia is causing news to fearmonger. The majority of the population of elderly people are literally pissing themselves, like my grandma. Yeah, then you gotta tell your grandma, Grandma, it's time for another war. Get ready, Grandma.
Every day inside Russia on social media. Russians all across the country have now started hoarding gasoline. When they go to their local gas station and they...
I heard the first Flamingo flew. The first Flamingo rocket was on its way. My friends in Moscow and Zaratov have no problems.
Still are able to fill up their cars. They're bringing, you know, buckets, empty pails, and just filling up whatever they can, anticipating that there's going to be additional shortages. Or else they can just hoard the gasoline for themselves, and then they can sell it to their neighbors for...
This is what's it called? It looks so different. This is a translation.
a high markup. Here is a resident, I think, of the city of Bryansk, and he is expressing how upset he is at the price of gasoline. He can still buy it, but he's upset about the price.
А вы не охереете ли? Что я вам сейчас просто покажу? Куда?
How much will that be in euros? What would be the normal plump? What will that be in euros? Can anyone?
Скажи. Вот сюда. Вот сюда.
How do you say
Вот
goal?
сюда.
It's
Куда?
broke. I can't play it in
Вы
That's very
чё?
sad. 95 cents. That's fucking nothing. Excuse me? You guys pay 95 cents? What? That is so cheap. I guess for Russians it isn't. Dude, what? Dude, I pay like 170 euros, so $2. Damn, bruh. Jesus.
Что ли угораете?
You get paid much less though? Yeah.
80, блядь, 9 рублей.
I want you to close your eyes, chat. Please listen to me for 1 second. Close your eyes. Do it, please. Please listen to me. None of you are doing it. Close your eyes. Do it. I want you to imagine you're on Dust 2 playing Counter-Strike.
Угораете. 80, блядь, 9
I'm going on A. My teammate just died. He's mad.
95-й бензин.
Grenades are flying.
Вот этого
I'm
Оли,
flashed.
который вообще
What does he
просто
say? I'm trying to mute him, but I'm
ужасный.
busy.
Машина не
I'm
едет,
busy.
кончается он быстро.
Did anyone
Я
even
просто
close
в
their
ахере.
eyes?
Вот свой комментарий.
90 rubles per liter. My question is, what happens when it goes over 100 rubles per liter? All of these digital boards don't have space for a third whole digit, so they're going to have
Well, you could make the dot go to the right?
to cut off a decimal point, I guess, but yeah, that's a problem. It's a problem for Russians. But at least that guy had
Very cheap
gasoline.
oil,
This
man.
next
Holy
clip
shit.
is hilarious. The first one is the guy complaining that gasoline costs 75 rubles per liter, so I'll play this one.
Imagine you would have a fictional country that's fully green, like the Green Party one. It only has bicycles, and you're Vladimir Putin, and you're striking all these power plants. And then you're like, haha, I destroyed this country. Let's look at their social media. And you just see people with candles. Hare Krishna. Tomorrow we'll invade Russia on our bicycles. I don't need fuel and I don't need electricity. Hare Krishna. Telling you guys, we need the Green Party. The Green Party will make us utterly defended against such warfare.
75-95, 75-92, 75 дизельное топливо.
I mean, honestly, why would you have an armored car? They just all get drone striked. You want a tank or a bicycle, bro?
Yada yada yada. He's complaining about the price. It's
these regions being fucked. In Moscow, it's 50, 60 rubles. Damn, that's cheap, man.
the same guy in Bryansk
drive to
3
Moscow
days
real quick
later
and fill my
complaining that there's now no gasoline.
Брянск, Газпром, бензин нет ни 92, ни 95. Дизель уже 68-40.
There was actually 2 official bicycle regiments in World War II in the Netherlands. They had no CO2 emission, bro.
Бензина нет.
That is a terrible crying shame. I have so much sympathy for this man.
I like how hardcore he is. You should be. We should all be hardcore. This is the fucking enemy of the free people. I like this guy.
But this is what is going to break down Russian society, the trucking industry. If the trucks run out of diesel, they can't transport anything. Yes, Russia moves a lot by rail and by ship, but the last 100
Every time I see a video of Russia, it looks so grey and depressing. I would think St. Petersburg and Moscow look good. I think so. But it all looks very East Germany.
kilometers or so, it's got to be moved by trucks.
This guy raises millions of dollars for Ukraine. And fucking sick guy, man. I just found him. I am a massive fan, man. A massive fan of this guy.
We're now seeing videos on the highways.
But yeah, I would agree with some people. You have to always be careful not to be... It's okay to be biased. We should all be pro-Ukraine, 100%. But you should also report on the stuff that don't go well. We shouldn't hide from bad stuff happening. That would be not good.
On parts of social media, it is
in Russia's interstate system, showing trucks lined up for diesel, lined up for fuel, trucks breaking down. This is what is going to cause shelves in Russia to eventually go empty. The trucks can't even make their deliveries because they don't have fuel. Ukraine also struck an explosives plant. Drones hit huge Russian explosive plant 900 kilometers behind the lines. This is the Sverdlov plant that produced explosives for the Russian military, and Ukraine successfully struck it. If you want to see the videos of the plant on fire in a distance.
The big downside is that my Russian government is like cockroaches. No matter how bad it is, they will figure out a way to survive and not collapse even in the worst conditions.
As always, I'll link them down below. That's the refineries. Let's now talk about thermal power plants. And I'm going to keep repeating this, but over the last 3 years, Russia has already destroyed all of Ukraine's major thermal power plants. It was horrendous to cover. I'm the one who covered all these explosions as they happened. But Russia is still targeting Ukraine's energy infrastructure. Their plan to win this war is still lights out, no running water, no heat, make life unbearable for the civilian population of Ukraine, so they all just flee. They all just leave and go to Europe. Russian strikes kill 5 in Ukraine, causing power outages. Russian strikes on energy facilities leave 21,000 without power in Kharkiv, destroying homes and killing a woman in Kherson. So what Ukraine is about to do is they're trying to gradually...
Check this, Tommy. They attacked Bokuin. Denmark reports repeated Russian naval provocations on its straits. I'm hearing a lot lately that Denmark is getting bullied. Like Russia is bullying Denmark or some shit? What the fuck's going on there? Copenhagen. Russian warships have repeatedly sailed on collision courses, aimed weapons at Danish naval vessels and disrupted navigation systems. How do we allow them to do that? This is unbelievable. At this point, I don't know, man. I don't know anymore. What is our government doing? What is going on here? The Baltic region remains on high alert after incidents involving undersea cables, gas pipelines, outages, airspace relations, etc. A Russian warship putting weapons on a NATO ship, man. You gotta... You know me. You know me. I'm pro-escalation. You gotta destroy these... They're bullies. A bully on a schoolyard needs to be slapped in the fucking face, man. At this point, how can they do whatever they fucking want and we don't do anything? It's ridiculous, man.
Ease into this new strategy
man.
Of retaliatory strikes.
Dann wird's wieder übelst warm hier mit dir. Lisa, I'm covering the news here. I'm a high-level journalist. I know. They now will start doing shit. Denmark to beef up checks against Russian shadow fleet. Yeah, I said that days ago. Fuck yeah. And support them. Don't leave Denmark alone with this, man. The announcement comes after a vessel believed to belong to the shadow fleet was linked to a mysterious drone sighting. Straight up torpedo in that shit. Denmark will step up environmental checks on oil tankers in a key shipping lane linking the Baltic and North Sea. Fuck yeah. More than 6,000 ships sail past Skagen off Denmark each year. How much is that per day? I don't know. Of which dozens are suspected to belong to the flotilla of rickety ships used by Moscow to circumvent Western Shanks. How did that we even allow this? Am I insane here? It's ridiculous. The announcement comes after a vessel believed to belong to the Shadow Fleet was linked to mysterious drone sightings. How much could we hurt that fucking fascist government if we just take care of these straits? Am I dumb here? They do whatever they want. They do whatever they want. And we just fucking, At this point, I understand Russia. Yeah, you should bully us. If for fucking 20 years you're like, yeah, take my lunch money. Take my lunch money, then you fucking deserve it. If you're still, after all these years, give away your lunch money, you fucking deserve it. You fucking deserve it. If you never beefed up and went to the gym, learned some jiu-jitsu, please bully
Ukraine
me,
is now going to start
Russia.
striking Russian thermal power plants. Kyiv reportedly knocks out power to 40,000 in Russia's Belgorod and Bryansk oblasts after Moscow hits Ukraine.
What if deep inside it's a conspiracy and it's about people making money? Like the big people, there's to let the shadow fleet run. We're all making money on this. We're all making big bang on this stuff.
With 50 missiles.
Come on.
This is the...
He literally just dropped a new video.
Vladimir Putin.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Klincy thermal power plants in Bryansk. This is the Belgorod thermal power plants in Belgorod. And Ukraine waited for Russia to strike their energy infrastructure. They gave the Russians notification. They then immediately retaliated with Neptune missiles. So what Ukraine is doing is they're trying to ease their way into this
You saw Hassan
so that
his dog.
the rest of
Let's
the
look
world
at real
doesn't
news.
condemn Ukraine. If Russia attacks Ukraine's energy infrastructure...
It's getting serious, right? There was like this intelligence report in the EU that they actually found information that Russia is generally planning a NATO attack. It seems so unimaginable, right? It seems so unimaginable. But it makes sense in the sense that if you look at insane autocrats and dictators, they always want to kind of go all in. Like the discussing, not planning. Yeah, but it's the same, come on. Whereas Hitler is like, keep fighting, keep dying, all Germans shall die, I don't give a shit. You know? Like, if the Russian government honestly doesn't give a shit about human lives, which they showed for 3 years, that they don't care about human lives, it makes almost sense to go all fucking out.
Structure. Immediately the next day, Ukraine is going to respond in kind. I don't know how China or India in the UN can complain. I don't know how any Western coalition partners can also complain.
Maybe they have a deal with China. We're going to attack NATO and then you come in, China. Maybe they start they think of the final big war.
Russia does it.
Look, man, they're already hacking me. They're already hacking me, guys. Oh my god. Next room in a bunker.
Ukraine's going to respond. That's how it's going to be for the first couple weeks or maybe even couple months. But then once this has been normalized, that Ukraine can just do this, because technically this is a war.
The number one thing I learned in 3 years after the invasion of Ukraine is we all don't know shit. You don't know shit. The greatest general doesn't know shit. We all don't know shit. When a war happens, it's so fucking multi-complex. So many things come together that we will see what happens. I would think NATO has it easily because we see it in Ukraine. Russia has no moral fighting for them. Russia announced this today. The Russians have no moral. They're not motivated, man. They look at the Russian army, right? They will be like fucking orcs, general orcs. Russia says prospect for Ukraine peace deal now faded as war rages on. I just saw that. Russian officials say momentum generated from the Trump-Putin summit has largely been undermined. Oh, I wonder who undermined that. They don't care. Does anyone take this serious? Does anyone read this and go, oh, poor Putin, man. As he was bombing all these civilians, man. We really can't have any peace all of a sudden, man. Russia appears resigned to the collapse of peace efforts. Who collapsed that, huh? Following Putin's summit in the US, speaking to Russia's Federal Assembly on Wednesday, Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Ryabokov said, unfortunately, we must admit that the powerful momentum generated in Anchorage. Powerful momentum. Yeah, man. Can anyone still listen to these people, man? Anyone?
Crime. Neither side should be targeting civilian infrastructure, but Russia's been doing that for over 3 years. So Ukraine is easing their
It would be weird to that if you get the message, Estonia is under attack. Estonia is under attack. Right? First of all, it will probably be like, whoa, ooh, okay, what's going to happen? What are we going to do, man? What's going to start? I would think, in my opinion, this is just an opinion, don't know shit, NATO will be a bit fucked for 1 or 2 weeks, but then will figure itself out and just go fucking completely ham, dude.
way into this, getting
so.
the Western alliance used
Especially
to
all
this
these
idea
airplanes.
that thermal power plants are now valid
Women will
military
backstab
targets.
us? I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine the Hungarian public being like, yeah, let's attack Europe here. I couldn't see it, man. I couldn't see it, man. No,
Ukraine
no,
doesn't want to do this.
No.
Russia is forcing them. But here are the results.
If China and Russia coordinate, though, it could be very bad. Yeah. Crazy we think about this stuff, man. Crazy we think about this stuff, even.
This is the
I think USA would not help. I don't know how the US public would like that. Pretty fucking insane. Hungary, Slovakia, and Turkey might backstab NATO. I don't know. Nah, I think that's where we go a little bit insane in the head. Hungary, Slovakia, Turkey, they make so much money from their connections to the West, from the EU upbuilding fund. I don't know, man. USA will bail?
Hungarian Prime Minister.
I don't know. I don't know, man.
thermal power plants in Bryansk. Ukraine struck it
I
with a
don't
missile,
think
and
so.
in this video, it's clearly on fire. This is the thermal power plant in Belgorod, and it was struck with a missile, and
And once again, I will say it every single stream. Are you and me, my dear friend, look into my eyes, lucky that Ukraine is holding? Are we lucky Ukraine is so built by heroes, man? Imagine they would have been gone in 3 fucking days. We would live in a scary fucking world right now. Trump the retard. We will all be like, oh my god, who are they going for next? Oh my god, they took it in 3 days. Are we lucky? Lucky they're protecting us, man. Straight up.
you can see smoke rising from the
And
facility.
we still can't find the balls
Here's
to
a
help these
close-up
people. It's
picture
the
of what
biggest
the power
disgrace of the century. History books will write, if there's any history books left, they will write about this, what fucking pussies we were. The legit thing people notice is that Putin has been making many big decisions recently after meeting or talking with Xi. And it's been confirmed that China is learning from Russia about modern drone warfare and stuff.
Plants looks
it makes
like
sense that they talk
it did
about
have
modern warfare
drone
and what
netting
makes sense.
covering some of the facility, but it didn't help. And you can clearly see part of the building over here has collapsed to the ground. This is going to keep happening. There are lots of videos online in Belgorod of citizens complaining about not having electricity, not having power. I'm guessing power within a day.
Once again, my main idea is always, why do we do this? Why all this death and money and destruction? Because of fucking crazy psychopaths. Because of the entire human history. Because of psychopaths. I was just watching Kingdom of Heaven yesterday. Baldwin IV and Saladin were keeping a peace in Jerusalem. No one killing each other. And then there was a new king. Guy of, his name was Guy of something. And he was like, let's kill all the Muslims. And everybody fucking died. Everybody. It's always some fucking idiot, bro, that fucks it up for everyone else, man.
Was restored, but if it's being diverted from somewhere else, Ukraine can just strike that power plant.
Europe isn't ready for modern warfare. Again, you never know if that's true. When war comes, you fucking that's what the human race is. The human race is a race that never proactively reacts, but reacts after something. We always have a reaction, man. Just imagine how pathetic the situation. Ukraine suffers defeat, Russia mobilizes its population, and literally millions of drones fly. Millions of drones? Where the fuck do you live, man? I don't think so, man. I don't think so. I don't think so. Russia is not taking a country that has 2 to 5% of the entire military spending of NATO, bro.
There's also this video of residents of Belgorod driving around the city. There's no street lights. There's no traffic lights working. People still have generators, so there's some shops that still have power. But the entire city, it was lights out for at least a day.
Shows you how important the leadership of the US is, right? And Trump having that
Zelensky
office
hits
for 4
Ukraine
years is
maybe
just the
using
biggest tragedy, man.
new long-range weapons and strikes inside of Russia. Ukraine unveiled a new variant of their Neptune missile. You can see there's kind of like these bulges right here on the side. And Ukraine wants Russia to know they have the capabilities, they have the production. More pain is coming for Russian civilians unless Russia's government stops this war. unless they
It's a lot of yapping, right? We don't know what's going to happen. That's what worries. We don't know. We don't know what happened when Ukraine got invaded. Nobody knows. But in my, if you will think of a fictional world where Russia invades NATO, to think that all of NATO is suddenly like, oh, we're giving, it's over. Come on, man. That's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. Ukraine manufacturers able to produce 4 million drones per year now.
take a ceasefire negotiation or peace talks serious, things are going to get worse for Russia. Ukraine develops 5 deep strike weapons capable of reaching 1,000 kilometers into Russia. We've been seeing these unveiled over the last year or so. These are all domestically produced
I'm
weapons
just happy as a German to be on the right side for
by
once.
Ukraine. You've got the Palanitsia, the Peklo, the Neptune, the Sapson, and then they've got their cruise missile drones. But this also includes the Flamingo. And I think people have been asking the question, why isn't Ukraine using the Flamingo cruise missiles? And up until this point, about 60% of the deep strikes inside of Russia have just been used by the FP1 drone. This is produced by the Ukrainian company Firepoint. And I don't know. My assumption, I'm just guessing here. I'm guessing the drones
These military
like this
traditions again. Also, I mean, look at Russia versus Ukraine. It's trench warfare. You build a trench and then you hide and then it's just drones. You think NATO can do that? You think we're gonna be overrun by Russia? Can't even overrun Ukraine, man. They do these deep strike small teams now, dude. I don't know if I'm wrong here, man. By the way, I have my flag now. Kannst du mir die Flagge geben? Blaue Flagge. I got my flag now. We gotta put it up, guys. I got my EU flag now, bro. It's going behind the stream. This time the right size. I just need some nails, man. We're gonna put it up tomorrow, man. We're gonna put that up tomorrow, bros. Oh shit. Still by the hoodie though.
FP1 drone. This is what Ukraine is using to strike the oil refineries. I'm guessing this is cheaper. I also
Germany will soon have an AI stealth bomber. I don't know. Maybe I'm ultra wrong, but I think in an all-out war that I think will not happen, we will just fucking annihilate Russia. It's like a video game, bro. Still though, it's always nice to have a commercial, but actually producing that thing and putting it into Battlefield is always something else. AI stealth bomber. Oh, we saw that earlier, yeah. But this isn't produced yet. Dude, this is Modern Warfare, man. It's like a fucking game trailer. As a kid, you're like, wow, cool. It's a fucking war machine killing people. It's like a Battlefield trailer. Looks like Terminator. Pre-order now. EA Games. What kind of fucking trailer is that, man? Jesus.
assume it went
Like,
into
what do you saw in
production
stock, yeah.
earlier. This factory producing these drones have been going the longest, so Ukraine's stockpiles of this drone are probably greater than Peklo or Flamingo or the others. Additionally, I don't know, but maybe it has something to do with radar tracking. This drone flying through the sky might confuse radar operators as a civilian aircraft, whereas a cruise missile or a ballistic missile, that's going to show up differently. So perhaps this drone type just has more effectiveness at the moment getting through Russian air defenses.
It always saddens me how Trump has... No one is more powerful to end this war than Trump, right? But he's Trump. He's Trump.
But these other missiles are coming. Zelensky was asked this point blank. Why isn't Ukraine using their Flamingo missiles if they're producing currently 1 or 2 a day? And this was Zelensky's answer. I think that about detailed publicity, about the use of our long-range capabilities, we'll talk a little later. We will not prepare the enemy accordingly for where we are, what we have achieved, and
Ukraine is always very quiet. Like the Kursk incursion in the north, they're always quiet about this shit.
what we are using. The main thing to understand is that in recent days,
They always
Ukraine
like
has
plan
been
secret little
using
moves and shit.
exclusively Ukrainian
People are acting like we are currently using our entire industry in the UE to support Ukraine. But in all honesty, the moment shit hits the fan and factories are starting to get transformed for military purposes, for total war. I mean, right now, we suffer literally nothing as private people and we're supporting Ukraine. Imagine how much more we could do if we went all... I fully agree with you, fully agree with you. This notion that NATO is in trouble, I don't see it. I don't see it in the numbers, I don't see it in the facts.
In production, not just drones. And based on those hits, I think people can understand from the
Imagine there's no stream for 4 years, and then one day, TommyKay's online. Wait, TommyKay? And I'm sitting here, my face is blown off. What's up, guys? I have a lot of war stories. Story time with TommyKay. What's this?
Fragments on social media where drones are used and where they are not used. And I would like to thank not only the soldiers, but also the companies that took the necessary steps. This is Zelensky telling the Russians, more is coming soon. What's Russia been up to?
Will you join the army if there will be direct war? Once again, I think that's not a good question to ask. It's so hypothetical. In reality, in real life, if Russia invades NATO, you will have the professional armies obviously moving out first. Then they will probably call the first round of reserves at some point, which could be me. But in about 1 year, I'm out of it at 35 years old. I'm out of the first wave. I think it's up until 35 years old. But again, this is Bokuin said a beautiful thing one time on the stream. I'll never forget Bokuin saying this. He said, if we would all have balls, stop bitching so much, and would invest into our armies, we could let professionals take care of this if shit hits the fan. Imagine Russia invades Germany. I'm a 34-year-old reservist ending service in 2011. Would I be part of the first round of reserves? Because I think I would be. Why did I go to the army, man? Perfect scrambled eggs. Fascism right-wing debate. Subscriber goal ideas. They were terrible, by the way. Stop looking at my private stuff. Germany does not currently have active conscription. It was suspended, but it still maintains a reserve system. We have, first of all, the active reserve, which I'm not in. I was thinking about that once, which means you have to do 1 weekend per year, but you get paid. People will still do training and have designated wartime posts. They are the first in line to be mobilized. Then, unassigned reserve. By the way, there was a big drama in Germany that they lost a lot of data. They lost a lot of names. The data is lost. People like you who completed their service but haven't trained or served ever since, they can still be called upon, but not immediately. They will come later, depending on the scale of mobilization. And then later on, you were called civilian reserves. I will be in the second wave or something. The way I understood when I was in the army is what they will do is they will call. This is, I think, what realistically would happen. They would call reserves, like basic people like me, but you don't go to war. You get a letter or an order, and they say at this point we need you in the barracks. We need you in this address. Then you go there, you become part of a unit, and then you do training. You're still in Germany, you're not in any frontline fighting Russia, but you're getting ready for it. They train you a bit, they do basic stuff with that. Actually, funny story, man. Funny story I have for you guys. That's what we actually trained in the army. When I was in the army, we did a actually kind of cool thing, which was the 1 week bivouac. It was 1 week playing a soldier, living in the forest. And we got a briefing, and they said an unknown entity is attacking us. It was Russia. And since we are recruits, 18-year-old idiots, our goal is to go out in the forest, and just train, but also take care of airports and stuff, in case something goes wrong. But we wouldn't fight. We will train first, and a bunch of 34-year-old civilians that wouldn't do anything, right? I think that's what would happen. And if shit really hits the fan, you will be called. The Hostomel Airport. Wasn't Hostomel Airport reservists or something? Was it? Help me on that. Wasn't Hostomel Airport like that? That would be kind of me, in a way. And then again, man, I don't fucking know, man, but I feel like if shit hits the fan, if you're a 34-year-old civilian with a family, and you're like, bro, there's fucking Russian helicopters coming, it depends, right? I think I would have the balls to be like, okay, let's be organized here, let's talk, let's work on this, let's shoot these fuckers. Let's go. What if Russia invades some small NATO island in the Baltics? Will be enough escalation trigger Article 5. I think that would be by definition Article 5, yeah. It's so funny how games like Call of Duty Modern Warfare and a ton of movies made so many people think Russia ever had the capability of invading anything. As far as I know, you will be in the Heimatschutz. I have no idea. I saw a thing though on TV that they lost a lot of data. It's a weird question, man. It's a weird question. It's a private question. It's a question I don't shit on anyone. No one in chat can answer this. Your country is under attack. Do you flee with wife and child? Or do you go, I want to fight? It's a very private question that can't even be answered on the stream. This is where all this childishness of a stream and the internet really ends. This is something you don't know, man. You don't know. Right? I have a wife and kid, man, that mean everything to me. But if I suddenly am in the UK running and I see Germany struggling and they're fighting for my liberty, I will feel pretty fucking bad about that. I feel like I would want to be part of fighting evil, an evil force, taking what I believe is my home, you know? Impossible to flee? People flee all the time from war. That's not true. Not true. Inside NATO, it's probably hard, yeah, but Russians are fleeing, the Syrians, all the Syrians here, they all fled from, my barber, he told me, Assad, if you're 16, Assad will take you in the Syrian army, and that's why they're all running and stuff. I don't know. It's really a question you cannot answer. I know if I was like 24 and had no family, I'd probably be like, let's go, let's play Call of Duty in real life, man, sure. But with a family, man, it's like, how important is it for me to protect our values? But then my kid has no dad, right? It's hard, it's hard. But if everyone thinks like that, if everyone thinks, I don't want to fight, I have a family, then evil, Russia just fucking goes. Just goes through, right? And this is why, once again, away from all the childish bullshit always on the internet and about fucking real talk, we need to create a European Union, a society that understands we need protectors. Let's invest. Let's put money. Let's build a culture where soldiers that you see in the streets are not your enemy, like in Germany, man. These people are protecting us. We need these professionals, people that voluntarily sign up. Let's support these people to make sure we know if shit hits the fan, we have 100, 200,000 people that know what the fuck they're doing, man. And that's why I'm a big fan of my little European flag here. We need to fucking find our balls, man. And understand. I walk around the neighborhood and I see left-wing posters, stop the militarization of Germany. Oh no, and what the fuck? We're supposed to just do nothing against what Russia is doing? It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. Yes, in that sense, I shouldn't have voted Linke. Yes, yes.
2. Russian drone hits maternity hospital in Sumy. This maternity hospital that...
But if they invade, I don't see it. If you invade NATO, your whole shadow fleet in the Danish Strait is getting annihilated. Dude, we're gonna bomb your ships into oblivion. Your whole oil scheme is gone. I just don't see it. I could be wrong. People never thought it's gonna happen. You never know. Lobby's full. Ooh, oh, there's a Warcraft 3 lobby waiting for me. Ooh, but TommyKay News is cool right now, right? China and North Korea will join? Yeah, but in Europe, man, we fuck these Russians up. No, I love you Russian people in the chat. But come on, man. Come on. Ah, shit, there's a Warcraft 3 game I could join. China would never join. I'm not that educated. Isn't China really dependent on us because we're buying all our products from there? But also, if China embargoes us, we lose everything. They build everything we own, all our antibiotics and shit. It's pretty intertwined, man. Romania has 60 planes. We will take care of you. Don't worry, man. Don't worry. Don't worry. Putin invades Georgia. Merkel builds Nord Stream 1. Putin next Crimea. We build Nord Stream. Yeah. I fully agree. Merkel blamed... That's not true. I never heard that. Merkel blamed Poland and the Baltics for the war in Ukraine? No, I had never heard that. I don't think that's true. She did that? Fuck off. Shut up, she didn't. Poland and the Baltics don't want to talk to Putin. How the mighty have fallen, huh? How the mighty have fallen, Mrs. Stasi. How the mighty have fallen, eh? What a fucking disgrace. Merkel is blasted by the Baltics. Poland for suggesting they share the blame for Russia's invasion of Ukraine. I'm astounded that after everything that has happened in Ukraine, she still thinks this way. Polish and Baltic officials have reacted furiously to what they perceive. She's not even in the government anymore. She's just a private person now. Their censure of Europe's most important politician of the last 2 decades has again exposed what critics say is the failure of Merkel's approach to Russia. Yeah, who made us addicted to Russian oil? Who did that? I wonder who fucking did that. What are we living in here, man? Look at what Merkel said about Orban. Eastern European countries refuse to talk to Vladimir Putin. Yeah, don't talk to Hitler. No. How about that? In 2021, I felt Putin didn't take the Minsk agreement serious. No shit. Merkel said, referring to the peace agreement relating the control of Ukraine Eastern Donbass region in 2014-2015. And that's why I wanted a new format where we, as European Union, could directly talk with Putin. As European Council meeting that month, Merkel and Macron proposed direct negotiations with other leaders in response to the buildup of Russian troops near Ukraine's border. But a coalition of Eastern European countries, including Poland, opposed the idea. You think Putin would have fucking cared, man? Look at the guy. Like, he's not going to attack all of a sudden. This was not supported by some. It was mainly the Baltic states, but Poland was also against it. Well, they have a bit more history with that neighbor, my dude. Merkel explained that these countries had been afraid that we would not have a common policy towards Russia. In any case, it didn't happen. Then I left office and Putin's aggression began. Directly contradicting Merkel, former Latvian Prime Minister Kararin said on Monday that at the time many countries had not understood Russia, including Germany and the former chancellor herself. I constantly told her that you cannot deal with Putin in good faith. Yeah, I mean, the history showed that. No? But she believed that the Baltic states were wrong. I was well aware of Merkel's views, but I'm astonished that after everything that has happened in Ukraine, she would think that way. Dude, do they have something on her? Putin acts the way he acts, and the only option for the West are either to submit or to resist. It is surprising that the former German chancellor will say something like this today, when it should be obvious to everyone that kind of regimes like Russia are like this. I'm glad that the new German chancellor Merz doesn't share these views. Estonian Foreign Minister Margus Šaka said Monday that Russia bore sole responsibility for this conflict. Russia's war against Ukraine is driven by one thing and one thing only: the refusal to accept the Soviet Union's collapse, an unrelenting imperialist ambition. Russia alone is to be blamed for this aggression, he wrote on X. Merkel's comments also have caused barrage reactions in Poland. How I just talked about how we have to be united, and then the strongest politician of Europe in the last 20 years will talk like that. Polish minister, blah, blah, blah. What did she say about Hungary? Something about Hungary, you guys said? So counterproductive. She did an interview in Hungary.
And former German Chancellor Angela Merkel has rejected frequently repeated accusations that Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orbán serves Russian interests over Hungarian interests in the European Union. Merkel has strongly critiqued the European Union, responding to a question on whether Orbán was a Russian...
This is insanity. You had 16 years to do something. You bought Nord Stream 1, Nord Stream 2, right? And now you sit there as a civilian telling everyone that they suck. It's fucking ridiculous.
Trojan horse in the EU, Merkel called it absurd and nonsense. The former German Chancellor added that Viktor Orbán has always represented his own position on the European stage. However, Merkel disagreed with his criticism of the European Commission and with Hungary's...
Former Chancellor of Germany, Gerhard Schröder, is a Gazprom worker, deeply connected to Russia. It's a fucking disgrace. It's a fucking disgrace. The man that vetoes everything is obviously not a Trojan horse.
To maintain imports of Russian energy resources. In an explosive claim, Merkel blamed Poland and the Baltic states for Vladimir Putin's invasion of Ukraine. Merkel blamed Poland and the Baltic states for...
Makes you think, man, that maybe Russia is like in her house putting a gun at her head. You say this now or you will die.
Severance of diplomatic ties between Russia and the EU, which she said led to invasion just a few months later. The remarks have drawn strong...
Does anyone in this chat really think that negotiations will have worked? That it will have actually worked?
Strong condemnation from officials in these countries. For latest news...
Dude, I honestly pray we get a democratic Trump. A massive, charming, democratic character that unites the EU, that is like, shut the fuck up, you losers, let's get working, man. You know, in Russia, they have Putin very strong, right? And Trump, he's our strong leader, we love Trump. We need a fucking man with balls. The closest we have right now is Zelensky. Macron obviously can't even have a fucking government, man. And I also think if you would ever be a guy like this, they will try to kill you and stuff like that. We need a leadership figure, unlike this Merkel scum, man, that gets us together. Like a reverse Hitler. A good Hitler that puts us together and says it as it is. Mein Gott, ey.
Russia deliberately targeted. At the time of the strike, there were 11 babies and 35 pregnant women, as well as 120 staff in the building. The drone slammed into the roof. The roof caught fire. Thankfully, nobody was killed, nobody was injured. The damage to the roof is extensive, but it didn't punch through, for example,
the roof is on
the
fire.
ceiling of the top floor.
Sorry. Sorry.
This,
Fuck, I'm sorry. I'm a bit sleep drunk. Sorry. We need you. It's fucking insane, man.
this is how Russia prioritizes their.
And this is where, my dear German friends, you can hate me all you want, this is where I thought Anna-Lena Baerbock was a bit close. If you look at the videos, the real footage, which a lot of you probably didn't, how Anna-Lena Baerbock was attacking Russia in the UN, opening her mouth, telling them who they are, who they really are, and fighting them in the UN Assembly, man. At least something, a little bit of a fight in her, man.
Scarce resources.
But what happens? The media destroys her. The media fucking destroys her. Ah, that woman, no. Very evil woman.
Going after maternity hospitals. This is an interesting document, and I'm going to assume it's true. It kind of looks true. But the Ukrainian project, I don't know how to read that because I can't read that. But allegedly, this is a classified Russian document that was leaked to them showing...
With the politics, I'm generally close to thinking about joining a party. I think I want to have a stance in this world and not just look at the downfall of it. The problem is still they want 1% of our monthly earnings. 1% of my monthly earnings, man. Blah, blah, blah.
What is Russia's casualties for the first...
Which party? Probably green. I think I'm a green guy. Left wing, but not super fucking gone in the head like the real left wing. The left wing in Germany is anti-Ukraine.
10 months of this
nothing.
Year.
I'm not paying
so
that.
going back to January, and according to these numbers,
Partei des Fortschritts, they never will achieve anything.
Internal Russian numbers, Russia has lost 86,000 troops, about 10,000 a month.
Thank you, Native Drago 45, man. 1% from Tommy's 100 million is a lot. Thank you very much, Native Draco, man. Thank you. A big problem I have with joining parties, I have to go to meetings and shit. I think I'm busy. I want to stream all the time. I will have to actually get involved and give a shit. But I'm very arrogant. I think I will give good speeches and people will vote for me. I honestly believe that. I will give good speeches, man. I will be like, the Green Party needs to come together. We need to go for the middle of society anymore. We gotta make them understand the AFD is their enemy, not their friend. Yes, we have green agendas, but we must do them realistically. We cannot fuck over the middle class, the workers. We need to put them on our side with good reforms and agendas.
This is KIA, not counting wounded. But if you break it down to the different districts, north, west, center, east, south, and Dnipro.
I honestly believe, chat, I honestly believe this. I swear to God, as arrogant as it sounds, I'm afraid to go into politics because I will just get shot. I think I will be like, I will unite Europe, and yes, together we are so strong. Hail Europe. Fuck the Trumps and the Putins of this world. I'd be fucking gone, man. I honestly believe that. They will write a piece on me. Many years ago, he said 9/11 was entertaining on stream. He said the N-word on stream 8 years ago. They will fucking destroy me in the media, man. They will find anything they fucking can. They will just go for me,
over
man.
the last 10 months, these...
But then I could just be like Trump. Well, I said it. What are you gonna do about it? I'm still the best in here. You guys are all liars. You guys are all corrupt. I have all the proof.
Look realistic. For example, in the Kherson region, 5,100 Russian troops have been killed, 7,700 wounded, 345 MIA. In the Zaporizhia region, 7,900 killed. In the southern Donetsk, 10,000. The main battlefront happening, near...
Just get shot in the ear, you win the election.
Konstantinivka.
I'm not against nuclear power. Never said that. Never said that.
34,000.
No.
In the Luhansk region, 15,000. And then in the Kharkiv opposite region, 13,000. Yeah, these numbers look...
I honestly, all jokes aside, like seriously now, how would it work to start a political career? Like you join a party and then what happens? You go to your city's assemblies? Because it feels, I'm not educated on this, but if you want to be a politician, you have to create a brand, right? People need to know your face. People have to be like, that guy says good stuff. They follow you on Instagram. They follow you on Twitter, right? They understand who you are. Stuff like that. It will probably be the first big thing. You have to become a face. You have to become a face or some shit, man.
Accurate considering how little Russian commanders care
then you
about
win elections into the parliament of the city or some
forces.
shit. Then you have to try to win your local main election to get a seat in the main parliament.
And this is an interesting telegram.
You could try to win an election to become leader of the whole party. Then you could be chancellor candidate.
This is the popular Russian Telegram channel Romanov Light. And he was asked, why don't you join the Russian military? Why don't you sign a contract and go fight for your country? And he made the mistake of giving an honest answer. So I want to read for this.
Not good in Russia.
Read you a little bit
Popular,
of what
never heard of it. 160,000 viewers still. 140,000 followers or something.
Of giving an honest answer. So I want to read for this, read you a little bit of what this Russian military blogger is saying. The average life cycle of an assault troop member is 12 days. Day 1, they sign the contract and arrive at the training ground. Days 2 to 11, they train. Day 12, they deploy to their positions somewhere on the front. In the hotspot.
You have no unit degree first. This is something I praise Trump for. Trump has opened the world that you can be a politician now out of any way, right? Mr. K, you don't have even a political degree. Yeah, but I represent the people. The people I grew up with. You guys are just rich. You don't know what the people want anymore. You're all corrupt. I like this guy. This dummy guy, I like him. I don't care he has no degree. If you just fucking say it the right way, man, doesn't matter anymore.
1 out of every 2 soldiers reaches their position. The rest die in transit.
That's a big Russian blogger saying that. Is that confirmed? Like a real Russian blogger? If even he says that, that's not good. Commanders usually assign politically active, opposition and problematic soldiers into assault units, as they know they won't come back. Idiots vote for idiots. You talk a lot of shit, Yuzu, for a guy that's here every single day and then sends me little pictures how he paints his little warmer figurines and goes to tournaments with them.
Because of FPV drones, landmines, and artillery. Because of enemy drones, because almost no one systematically intercepts the initiative in the sky, there's no resources, skill, or desire. I often talk to those who have signed the contract and who are deployed to positions. I ask them, do you understand that you're screwed tomorrow? What's your motivation? Most of them just answer, my family will get the
That's
payments.
something I believe him psychologically. If you only fight for money, you will always have the moral disadvantage of someone protecting their home like Ukraine.
And here's my answer. I don't sign a contract because from the moment of signing, the countdown of my last days of 12 begins. This is a Russian military blogger saying half of Russian soldiers who sign contracts don't even make it to the front. They die in transit before they get there.
How? How did they die in transit? I wanna actually... What? How would they die? 50% death rate just going to the front. How? All these drone attacks?
And then they're immediately sent on a meat assault, and they die...
50%, I don't know. 50% moving to the front line. I don't know. 50%?
Pointlessly. This is how goofy frontline Russian forces are getting. It just feels more and more like a Mad Max movie every day.
And they're coming for NATO, man? I don't know. Maybe I'm just looking at propaganda here. Maybe this is all just a lie. Maybe Russia is just making us think they're fucked. I don't know. But I've seen Russians my whole life. I've seen their meme videos. I've seen them in Counter-Strike. It just feels very Russian. The elite motorized division.
It's better than nothing, but I am not impressed. This is a turret
impressed.
from a BMP-1 mounted on a civilian car called a Moskvich. And this is what the Russians are taking into battle. Here's an interesting video put out by just an ordinary Russian woman. I don't know if she's in Russia. If she is, she's going to be arrested. Or if maybe she's a Russian exile. But she perfectly describes the situation currently in Russian society. Of course,
That's a division Tommy makes now before.
our great strategist Putin has many achievements, but the most outstanding ones, in my opinion, are the following. He replaced truth and reality with wild propaganda. He increased Russia's borders with NATO by more than 1,500 kilometers. He drove Russia into complete dependence on China. He lost more than $500 billion
I mean, these are all facts, I think. I think this is all real.
in frozen assets. He lost the European market, the largest and most profitable market for oil and gas. He lost most of the exports of metals, timber, and coal.
I don't think he lost European markets. Well, a lot of them still buy gas and oil.
He lost a huge number of specialists, as well as the active and able-bodied population. He massively increased the outflow of capital from the country. He lost the market for space launches and scientific space exploration. He destroyed the air transportation market. He put a big cross over world sports. Of course, Russian athletes can pretend that everything is fine, but I am sure that deep down they hate Putin for this. The dream of every professional athlete is
China
the
does
Olympic
nothing and
Games
wins.
and World Championships. He raised the retirement age,
Did he actually? What did he raise it from?
yet there is still no money for pensions. But when it comes to war, there is money, and that's the paradox. He turned Russia into a terrorist state, despised now by the entire civilized world. He made Russia the leader in the number of
I mean, well said.
sanctions imposed in all of human history. He made outcasts Russia's friends, North Korea, Iran, the Taliban, Hamas, and other riffraff. He orchestrated genocide and repression. He
Remember the first time Tommy played Russia in Broken Arrow? That was the real life Russian strategy. you remember that, bro?
increased crime in the country. He unleashed a bloody war that nobody needed, on which hundreds of billions of dollars have already been spent. He disgraced the army. If it weren't for this war, the whole world would still consider the Russian army the second strongest in the world. He united all Ukrainians and the entire civilized world in hatred towards Russia. He brought shame upon Russia before the whole world. And the list
And that's often my big argument. If you follow facts and logic, the big, strong leader that you love so much is the worst thing for your country. It all starts with Hitler, man. I don't understand Nazis nowadays. You like Hitler? You think Hitler is a great guy? No German in existence has ever hurt Germany more, killed more Germans, destroyed more German assets, destroyed the German future, etc. Look at Donald Trump, the big, strong Trump, what he's doing to America right now. You guys feel like you're winning, man? It's a fucking laughing stock. Look at the strong Putin, man. Look at that. This is why technocracy, no single leader, councils, organized decision-making, man, away from these retards.
could go on, but is there any point? I think it's clear enough already. Voldia, as always, outplayed everyone. Yeah, that's not a complete list, but it's pretty accurate. Other political news, I want to quick mention this. Tomahawk decisions sort of made, says Trump, as conditions emerge. I want to find out what they're doing with them. Trump mulls sending Tomahawk missiles to Ukraine. I don't think this is going to happen, and even if it does happen, it'll be like
I agree, it doesn't happen. The public known ground launch system for Tomahawk cruise missile Typhoon. The US estimated to have up to 4,000 Tomahawk missiles.
6 months or a year from now.
That's not going to happen.
Yes, there is a ground ground-launched version of Tomahawks. These are the Typhoon launchers.
Let's first watch the technocratic Gaza government. I would think a council of Gazans, after the country is fully gone and with their culture and history, shouldn't be very comparable what it means to have a technocratic Germany, UK, or USA.
But this is silly. There's
It's
no
very, very
reason
different.
to send Ukraine Tomahawks when there are other systems that could be sent and used today. If Trump wants to send Tomahawks, then the United States has to train mechanics and specialists to operate the trucks, to operate the missiles, when the United States could just sell JASSMs to Ukraine today, and they could be fired from F-16s today. So I don't know why Trump keeps talking about Tomahawks. I think this is a bluff. I think this is supposed to psychologically put pressure on the Russians. I personally am not going to believe that Tomahawks are going to be delivered to Ukraine unless like 100 JASSMs are sold first. If Trump was willing to sell even a small amount, 100 JASSMs to Ukraine to be used inside of Russia, then I'll start believing some of this Tomahawk nonsense to be true. This is a good headline. Belarus bans consumer price rises in bid to tame inflation.
That Lukashenko bitch is going down in history, man. Whatever he does, whatever you think, he's going down. Ordered your hoodie. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much, man. If you ever want to support the stream and look good, the hoodie is there one more week, I think. Till the end of the week, you can buy this hoodie. Highest quality hoodie you ever seen. And it will pay taxes in Germany if you buy it, and it's going to Ukraine. Yeah.
Inflation.
Article date, 6th of October. Okay, 2022. Whoa. Wait. Belarus rises, bans consumer price rise. Bans consumer price rise. 14 hours ago. No, I think he has the wrong thing here. 15 hours ago.
Людям хорошо, а не так, как говорит Николай Геннадьевич, ну давайте на макроуровне. Слушай, да похер твой макроуровень.
Look at that scum. Look at that scum. That guy needs to rocket up his ass.
6 числа запрещается всякий рост цен. Запрещается. С сегодняшнего дня, не завтрашнего, а сегодняшнего.
Very adult.
Чтобы за сутки не накрутили цены.
Is this a video from 15 hours ago? Or is this just a rerun from 2022? I will think he fact checks this stuff.
Запрещается. И не дай бог, кто-то у себя по бухгалтерии, кто-то проведет задним числом чего-то.
Does anyone even live in this country? Honestly, I don't see anything fresh. This might be fake news. Yeah, 2022. Yeah, 2022. I don't need to click that. I think this is fake news. This is nothing new.
Inflation in Russia is bad, but inflation in Belarus is even worse.
He even did it in the
And
old video.
Lukashenko declared yesterday that nobody anywhere in the country is allowed to raise
Is that video actually?
prices on anything starting immediately. This is what he says. Do it so that
I think that video is from 3 years ago, my dude.
people feel good, not as Nikolai
I think
says.
this is fake news, chat.
Well, let's do it at the macro level. Listen, people don't give a damn about your macro level. Starting October 6th, any
Once
price
again, TommyKay is the better source, man.
increase is prohibited.
By reacting to
It's
others.
prohibited. Starting today, not tomorrow, today.
I'm watching Jake. He sometimes
so that
touches
they
the
don't
truth.
increase
This is the
prices.
first time I see his weakness. I like the guy. It happens. You gotta verify everything, though. You have to, man. You have to. That's a pretty major mistake.
In a
It's a pretty
day.
big mistake.
Then they will say, listen, we raised prices of October 6th.
Happens.
Therefore, the price
What he needs to do is
increase
he has to redact it, right? Like next video, he has to
is
say that was
prohibited
wrong.
starting today. And God forbid someone will do something retroactively on the books. Price controls don't work because merchants and vendors are not going to sell stuff for a loss. If you can't sell something for a profit, then yes.
So this woman makes a tweet, but it's fake news. She tweeted something that's 3 years old, and everybody believes it.
Stop
It
selling
happens.
it,
Can happen to everyone.
or you just sell it on the black market. So Lukashenko's brilliant economic idea of price controls, when external influences are causing prices to increase, like the price of energy and fuel in Belarus, I'm sure, is increasing.
It's actually true now. What is this? What, Alter? What the fuck? Russia. Russia. What the fuck? Did you just hack me, bro? Bro is sending me a brand new house in Moscow. I can buy a house in Moscow now. What the fuck? So can I get a date? October? So here it's new. So it's... I'm very confused. So now it's actually legit news. He just used the wrong article.
That is baked into the price of everything that's delivered to any store.
So it's not fake news.
This isn't going to work. I did mention this to you guys a couple weeks ago that the canary in the coal mine is Belarus. If things in Russia are starting to weaken, if there truly will be an economic collapse over the next 6 months, it's going to happen in Belarus first. And Putin is not going to save...
You guys remember 2 years ago when Belarus was close to a revolution? You guys remember? The people of Belarus were rising up and shit, and the fucker with his little AK, huh? That dev man, bro.
Lukashenko.
That fucker.
Putin is not going to save Belarus because he's going to preserve himself. This is the same thing that happened to Bashar al-Assad in Syria.
That was 5 years ago already? Was that already 5 years ago? Oh, that was 5 years ago. Damn, mama.
Putin couldn't save him, didn't even try, because Putin is more concerned about the core territories. The same is true with Iran. When the United States started bombing Iran earlier this year, Putin didn't do anything. He's not going to protect his friends. So if things in Russia are getting bad, things in Belarus will get worse first. And we're going to see...
is there a clown symbol on Vienna and Budapest? What is this? Deep state map? Is there a clown symbol? In Bratislava. Orban pro-Russia. Oh, man. When these Hungarians, bro, why don't you take back your country, man? What is this? 5th Separate Special Forces Brigade. They know where these brigades are? Places of concentration of illegal armed formations. Lida Airfield. Oh, interesting. Now click on a Russian unit. What is this planet? What is going on?
How Lukashenko reacts. And these are some interesting indicators. Slovakia to hand over Bezina demining machines to Ukraine. Thank you, Slovakia. Fico decided to send some demining equipment to Ukraine.
Imagine that was a real drone attack.
But yes, I think if Russia looks weak, if they start to...
Dude, who knows? In 100 years, maybe there's like a website where you have to pay money, and then you can fly a drone in a real war zone, and you're like, whoa, I'm going to kill a real human being. Who knows? Who knows?
Wobble. Then all the other rats are going to flee the ship. Slovakia, Hungary...
Then you have all these kids looking for kill streaks?
Serbia, Georgia. The governments, the pro-Russian governments of all these countries, they don't have any real ideological loyalty to Putin. They're just being paid to be loyal to Putin. And as soon as the money stops, just like in Transnistria, as soon as the money stops, these guys are going to pretend like they never supported Russia, and they always supported Ukraine. They're just trying to survive. Follow up on the 15-year-old Ukrainian girl in Lviv, Anastasia, who was killed in a Russian drone strike, along with her mother and grandparents. Her father is a
great military target here. Great military target. Good job,
defender,
man, really.
Who's been fighting on the front lines. He was...
Oh, dude, He came home from the front line protecting his country. And his wife and daughter are dead. Unimaginable. Unimaginable. Are you and me lucky little cunts that this is not our reality? Are we lucky little bitches, bro? And we're all looking and we're like even thinking, oh, we shouldn't help Ukraine anymore. A fucking human disgrace, man. The house in the village of Lapaivka, Lvov, where the family lived, was destroyed during the Russian attack, which killed 3 members and Anastasia. The dad says he just texted the previous evening and then he got the horrible news. Thank you, Diddy Congo, man. Boy, are you and me lucky, my friend. Are we lucky motherfuckers?
Notified about the death of his daughter and other family members. And this is a clip of him returning home from the front to find his home destroyed.
Oh, bro, man. That is the lowest of low in the human race. That is where it doesn't matter if you're Russian or Ukrainian. Doesn't matter what you stand for in life. If you feel nothing in this, you're too far gone. You're too fucking gone.
But it's okay.
Oh, I can't watch that. I can't watch that, man. I can't watch that. There's no fucking way. Nah, next video. I can't watch that, bro. It's fucking ridiculous.
She slipped through my fingers like sand. Heard that she got a man. Now I'm just sitting here sad. Oh well, ship sail. She slipped through my fingers like sand.